Recording in progress.
Welcome, everyone. There we go. Welcome, everyone. It is August 26, 2025. We are here for our Commissioners' 2 o'clock Commissioner Consent Agenda meeting. Let the record reflect that we have 4 commissioners are present: Commissioner Jordan, Commissioner Kearns, Commissioner Keenan, Commissioner French. Commissioner Waldrop is not able to join us today. So with that, we did receive no written comment for items on today's agenda. So I'll ask everyone to please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. That will then take us to our open public comment. Oh, and one other thing for the record, we are going to strike item 5B on today's agenda. So 5B will be stricken from today's agenda. With that then is our open public forum. So I will open up the open public forum. I have 3 people that have signed up, and we will go ahead and start with Becky Dickerhoof.
I'm here today to ask the county commissioners to enact what is commonly referred to as the 1590 tax. This ordinance, which amended RCW 82.14.530, allows the county legislative authority to impose a sales and use tax not to exceed 0.1% of the selling price in the case of a sales tax or value of the article used in case of a use tax. This will allow the county to create more homes for the unsheltered. At least 60% of that money must be used for the construction of housing and related services. The balance must be used for the operation, delivery, or services related to housing. I have been advocating for this board to enact this ordinance for many months. I have submitted cited statistics and evidence in the hope that I might persuade you to see the wisdom in using these funds to increase the affordable housing options in Spokane County. Obviously, facts and figures were not enough as we continue to see those dollars washing down the river. For the past several weeks, I've heard many people announce in public that our authorities will get rid of the homeless or demand they get rid of the homeless. I wonder exactly what they mean by get rid of the homeless. Homeless is an adjective, so they are really talking about homeless people. How do they envision getting rid of a homeless person? Are they referring to the adjective, which would mean the person becoming housed? Or are they referring to the person, the living human being? As a life science instructor, I taught a unit on human populations, which included a lesson on eugenics. Eugenics is a study of how to arrange reproduction within a human population to increase the occurrence of heritable characteristics regarded as desirable. Developed largely by Sir Francis Galton as a method of improving the human race, eugenics was increasingly discredited as unscientific and racially biased during the 20th century. Especially after the adoption of his doctrines by the Nazis in order to justify their treatment of Jews, disabled people, and other minority groups. This is a personal lesson for me because a dear family member was a victim of eugenics prior to World War II, before the public finally began to find this type of genetic manipulation cruel and inhumane. I must wonder if we are seeing the same type of illogical thought that eliminating specific undesirables from our population will somehow reduce the occurrence of such undesirables in the future. What else could get rid of a homeless person mean if there is no effort made to provide the person with affordable housing? I find this line of thought as disgusting as I hope you do. If we as a community have no intention of using every tool available to increase affordable housing for all, then how exactly are we going to address the crisis of homelessness? Thank you.
Thank you. Next, I have Ruth Ryan.
I'm Ruth Ryan, and I'm PCO for 9002, and I have a concern about Fairchild Air Force Base Precinct 6500, which seems to include voters who are registered and allowed to vote on both Fire District 3 and Fire District 10, and that should not be. So I have started the process, and you folks who know me and my election type research, and 25 plus years ago I did research on the fire district boundary lines. Fairchild is not in Fire District 3 or Fire District 10, but this last election, I made note in looking at the polling results, the election results, that there was something there for 6,500. So anyway, so I've started the process with the assessor's office and the levy specialist, and because of the way the statutes are written, I need to let you folks know that I'm messing with this, okay? Because eventually you may have to be in the line of helping to finally determine that they should not vote on that. Now, school district issue is another story because the military arranges payments to the schools for their students. But fire district, and I've also talked to the fire districts as well. So fire districts, they collect no money, they do no services there. And my philosophical belief is if they should not be voting on my issues and my taxes, they should not be voting on them. Likewise, I should not be voting on theirs. So this is informational. And then the other thing, both French and Kearns, I still need to talk to you about another election-related issue. So anyway, there's a lot going on. But I've started the process, and it may take, they don't know. They told me today it might take 2 weeks. So it might not be in time to make correct ballots for the election, but we're trying. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So next I have Hank Beinecker.
They say short pencil better than long memory, so I committed my comments today on paper. So, good afternoon, Madam Chair and Commissioners. I'm Hank Beinecker, a current City Council member for the City of Airway Heights, and I'm here to talk about the future of our city and the impact that PFAS has had on our community. Prior to the revelation by Fairchild Air Force Base of PFAS contamination in 2017, Airway Heights was a self-sufficient community. We had our own wells for domestic water and our own wastewater treatment facility. We were one of the fastest growing cities in the state. With PFAS in our drinking water, our wells were closed, and we now rely on the City of Spokane for our domestic water. This is not the future that we nor the City of Spokane ever planned for. The City of Spokane's infrastructure was not built with our needs in mind, and we are now on a water diet from Spokane. New developments have been put on hold because of a lack of conveyance infrastructure to meet our needs. We are in desperate need of a new source of water if we are to meet the health needs of our citizens and the growth demands of our community. Commissioner French has presented a creative solution and plan that provides promise for us. It's my understanding, however, that the legal resources necessary to complete the plan have been denied, and I'm here today to ask you to provide whatever is required so that our citizens, your constituents, can have access to clean drinking water and that the City of Airway Heights can continue to chart its own growth strategy and return to self-sufficiency. Thank you very much. And one additional comment I'd like to make, if I still have some time on the clock here, is that, you know, I've known Commissioner French for a while now, and I like him. I like him and I respect him. And he's got a really tall order with this PFAS problem. And I've gone to all the PFAS meetings. I've gone to all of them. And I'll tell you, the citizens can be really demanding. They do the full court press on this guy, you know, and I guess I do too, because I expect him to do his job. And this is such a monumental problem that, you know, you remember Star Wars, Yoda, the character, he says, do or do not. There is no try. And that's kind of the way we treat Commissioner French. We can't fail in this effort. That's not an alternative. That's not a choice for us. We have to get, you know, safe drinking water up here, and there's no other way. The West Plains area is the largest, fastest growing area in Spokane County. And I'm here today to just, you know, I don't like begging. I mean, I'd get on my knees, but I probably wouldn't be able to get up again. But, you know, I really need your help. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Commissioner French.
Thank you, Mr. Beinecker. Your words are very appreciative. Yesterday, Mr. Beinecker, Mr. Albert Tripp, City Manager for Airway Heights, and I did have a very nice meeting with Department of Ecology and Brooke Beeler and her staff, and we talked about a variety of different topics to include, there is no technology for taking PFAS out of an aquifer, and so the area does need a new source of water, and we talked openly about the value that an attorney like Tom McDonald provides to. He's recognized throughout the state as an expert in water rights, and so I would hope that hearts and minds have changed now that the Spokane County has become a PLP designated by Department of Ecology, and I would like to make a motion that we direct Matt Folsom, a civil attorney, to bring forward an amendment to the existing contract with Cascadia Law Group, and specifically Tom McDonald, to provide legal services in the search for bringing an alternative water source to the West Plains, and to work with myself and others to try and see a path forward for clean water for the West Plains.
I'll second the motion.
So I guess there's a motion and a second. There are definitely more discussions that we're having on this and concerns. And so this is a surprise motion. So I will call for the vote. Well, yeah, I guess we do have to, we do have to open, well, discussion here, so if there's any other discussion here, and then I do have to open it up for a vote before we vote, or public comment. Seeing no other discussion, then I will open it for public comment, if anyone would like to comment on this motion. Second call for anyone wishing to comment. Anyone online? Then I will close. Third and final call. I will close the public comment and take the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes unanimously. That will take us to the rest of our, that took up our time for our public comments, so I will close our open public forum at that point in time. So in the future, we would need to close the public forum before we do that for purposes.
Thank you all. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, I appreciate that, but we don't take any comments from the audience at this point. No, it's okay. So with that then, I'm closing the open public forum portion of the meeting, and I will look to my fellow commissioners.
Madam Chair, I move that we approve items 3, 4, and 5, including all sub-items with the exception of item 5B, which was stricken from today's agenda.
Second.
I've had motion is second. Are there any other discussions?
Oh, I have one.
Okay.
On item 5P, I just wanted to ask for the record if the CEO could just speak to the reason for that item and kind of what the goal is with it.
Okay. Mr. Simmons, if you'd be able to do that.
Happy to. You want to take these all together, so you just want me to speak to this one?
Yeah, just go ahead and
Great.
speak to it, and we'll take it all
So,
together.
in approximately 2010, the county established a mental health therapeutic court. It was intended to be a regional therapeutic court. It's operated very successfully with good outcomes for our community. During 2020, the commissioners entered into an agreement after some discussions with the city of Spokane to have them join the mental health court as opposed to establishing a separate mental health court. So They were able to, as a result of that agreement, they were able to refer some of their individuals who had been charged with certain crimes, if they met the eligibility to be part of the regional mental health therapeutic court. Under that agreement, there was a financial model for providing funding for City of Spokane prosecutor and public defender. Those were funds coming from our mental health sales tax, which is a regional tax. There have been quite a few reductions in case counts, which has led to a need to reevaluate and redo the financial model. So the intention under this resolution is for the board to provide me the authorization to terminate the contract, but the termination would be with the intent to renew under a new formulaic approach that represents kind of a fair reimbursement for their participation. So that's just a trigger mechanism. It's a formality. The intent would be to renew one. We have 4 months before the end of the year, before this contract expires, to do such. And City of Spokane is aware, and District Court is also aware.
Thank you. So we have a motion and a second for all the items as presented, except for 5B. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes unanimously. That then takes us to the end of our agenda. Mr. Simmons and Mr. Folsom, do you have more items for us?
We do. We've got one executive session under review performance of a public employee, RCW 4230 110-1G. I expect that'll be about 15 minutes, and that would include Matt Folsom, myself, Mike Sparber, Jeff McMorris, and Ashley Cloud. No action.
Okay. And then do we have a
And we
Oh.
have one more exec.
One other pending and potential litigation. This is approximately 5 minutes. No action. Matt Folsom, Devin Curta, Jeff McMorris, Heather Arnold.
And then following those, we'll have a closed session to discuss labor negotiations.
Okay, so we'll be going into executive session for a total of 20 minutes as discussed. For the reasons discussed, at the end of that 20 minutes, then we will be going into a closed session at that point in time. So thank you all very much for being here today, and we'll see everybody back next week.